points than Alpha 7 have total, or it's really close. And that's the second place team.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
because they were at like 70-ish points.
Yep.
And those 3 eliminations combined is about 70 points.
Yep.
What else do we say?
Vampire Esports is about to have 2 teams. The one with Ravenclaw and the one without Ravenclaw. And they will still be at first place.
The worst is, if you want to have a team to have even just a slight chance to catch up to Vampire and overtake their position, they need to have a horrible rest of the day and a terrible day 3. That I'm pretty sure everyone here, the casters too, and all the other languages covering this event don't expect to happen. So
I could see every other team getting together. If you've seen that esports meme where they're like, okay, we need to kick them out of here. We need to vote them out. Or they get together and be like, hey, Max, man, I heard you got some great powers. Can we lend them?
It's not going to work.
Try it.
It is not going to be enough, okay? I'll take the garlic. I'll take the silver. It's not going to cut it.
Insane stuff. But you know what? Let's move on talking about them, because we can talk about them honestly all day long. We got to talk about some other teams here. And GK was a team you two wanted to actually touch on here, so we can take a look at their player stats in this last match. Now, why did you want to touch on this team in particular?
I mean, especially from yesterday, it was always Satan, right? He was the player that was able to clutch it up. We were talking about this at the beginning of the show as well. I was saying, yes, he is currently with the top 5 fraggers. I believe he was in the 4th place. I wanted to see what the other players were going to be doing, right? He needed some backup, and I feel like, especially after this last game, we're finally being able to see that. I mean, we saw Guy being able to put up great performance. He was also being able to throw some mollies and make the other team back off. So I think we're finally starting to see GK Esports as a team and not just sitting.
Yeah, I feel some teams understood you don't walk through doors when another player on the other side has a shotgun, especially in SK12, a little bit of a dangerous path to make it through, but great timing from them. They saw the compound of 5 flux and they were like, okay, it's a really strong position, otherwise the rest around it is pretty much fields, which not really playable at the time, so just full send it, breach it, and if it works out, which it did, you're going to be coming out at least in a top 3 podium finish, which they ended up doing. Still want to see a little bit more of hope, but overall the team is looking a little bit more solid when they're not dropping on D+ Kia.
It's slowly but surely they're starting to become a surprise team for me, actually.
Yeah, no, fair. And I feel like Ragnar is living up to the expectations set after being the MVP of the MEA Championship, so they're kind of getting back to that level we hope to see in the event.
No, it's kind of a shame too, because I feel like we have seen a lot of really good play out of some other teams. It's just that it's been overshadowed by how well Vampire have been playing. I don't even know where to go from here. Like, I'm almost going to jump us back to Vampire, because why not? But there has to be some other teams we can talk about here. I mean, Alpha 7, 6-8 as well in particular. They're pretty much like one of the formidable forces we've seen in all of our rankings. But even they aren't able to live up to this. But, you know, comparing number 1 versus number 2 team here across the event, you can see Vampire still ahead by a lot of damage.
And with this, I mean...
Oh, this is just today. Sorry.
Alpha 6...
Today, 30 elims today?
What?
That's the thing.
That's just today. You're joking.
That's 3 matches. They were averaging 9 elims per match yesterday. They're averaging 10 elims per match today.
How many did they get? It's already
54.
54, and they could beat that, and we thought, like, 54, there's no way you can beat that. They're on track to do it.
The crazy part is that Alpha 7, before Vampire Esports started winning, they were like, okay, we're probably going to be having a great day. When I got a chance to talk to the players earlier, they were... I can't wait to what their faces is going to be looking, having their far in from main event, and still that's not good enough because Vampire Esports is outshining them right now.
Though on a more serious topic, to analyze really what Alpha 7 has been doing, you mentioned multiple times the passive approach. It's worked out once again. Gladiators, GK understood they're such in a strong position, we can't really take and wrestle that position away, so we're just going to avoid it, which allowed them to have full control on the northern edge, but then Vampire had good angles and it was a bit too much. But the passive playstyle has been working absolute wonders for them. It's just not to the level of Vampire.
I feel like they're trying to mimic exactly what Vampire is currently doing. Something that I actually did not like Alpha 7 doing in the previous match. They were still trying to do the 3-1 split. I didn't like who they have as the single player on that split. I was talking about how Mafioso has been able to be that player. I was talking about how Revo has been able to be that player. Previously, it used to be Carrillo, and it didn't end up working out for them. Once again, they had Carrillo being that single player, being that solo player with the other team separate. I want them to go back to either Mafioso or Revo. I feel like that ends up working out better for them. At one point, I think I saw Carrillo being a little bit too eager, getting hungry for those elims, and I like it more when it's Mafioso or Revo being the single player from that 3-1 split.
Okay, well, you know what? I think it is time for us to talk about something else, though. Can you guess what it is?
Not sure. Where are you going with this?
The records.
Where do you think I'm going with this?
The records, maybe?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe our honor phone?
No.
That's a pretty... That would have been good.
I'll give you a hint. We did this earlier today.
Oh, Dragon Ball Super.
We play the new game mode.
Oh,
the
yes.
Dragon Ball Super PUBG Mobile crossover. We had people, for some reason, all decided to just beam the same person down as well.
It was glorious.
A
Core
great
memory.
new mode. There's new items as well, vehicles. The vehicle is actually so sick. I was playing that on air, and I was like, oh my god, I wish I want to keep this forever. Make sure you guys check this out, because if you haven't, you're honestly going to miss out. This has been such a sick crossover, and we've loved every second of it so far.
Yeah, and there's a special map just for the game mode. I'm really loving how it looks like, and the art style is looking fantastic for it, but just going around, and there's a lot of nice little references in the game, so we're having a good old time with the boys.
You're going to be able to create some core memories with your friends, you know, like we were able to create one with the guy being knocked.
That poor guy.
I wish I was recording.
Well, if you guys have missed out on what's all happened at this one, take a look at this, and we'll be back shortly.